Okay, I can get that later. Missions. Old friends. Mold removal. Supposedly it's around here. Maybe it's in the hypnosis lab.
I suppose look for the cyan areas with the blue. Yeah, they're over there.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch over here. The weird part is...
Oh.
Okay.
Probably you, darling, here.
Darling here, some of you were curious why I had these sensory deprivation tanks installed. I thought I'd shed some light on the subject. Maybe some of you have heard of Dr. Yoshimi Takui, the man behind the hugely popular guided imagery experience tapes. Apparently his tapes go beyond the normal meditative qualities of such things, but create genuine hallucinatory visions in some listeners, or so the reports say. We brought these tanks to test Dr. Takui's tapes for ourselves. Plus, there may be some stress-relieving uses for the staff down the road. I think we could all benefit from some time in a dark, enclosed space, don't you? If you have any more questions, feel free to drop by my office. You know where it is.
Oh, yep, that's growing. Ah!
Ow.
Dr. Tokui investigation. Oh, Yoshimi Tokui. Dr. Yoshimi Tokui, a Japanese citizen residing in Tokyo, has produced a series of guided imagery experience audio recordings that have gained notable popularity around the globe. Due to his unusually swift rise in fame, along with reports of vivid blanks accompanying the use of his tapes, investigations sector staff were asked to look into Dr. Tokui's background. We found no past incident with an altered occurrence, nor any evidence of involvement with an altered organization. However, agents that attended a signing event reported blankety-blank when hearing Dr. Takui speak. We recommend that the research team obtain an audio recording of Dr. Takui's voice and perform any and all relevant analysis, or analyses, I think that is. Based on the findings, the investigation sector will determine next steps regarding Dr. Takui, as well as his eligibility for the Prime Candidate Program. Oh, they think that he might have been potentially gifted or linked to the other dimensions. Ooh. What do you think?
I mean, I think they're just always looking out for people that are receptive to this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Those are the tanks?
Mm-hmm. Supposedly there might be an outfit around here.
Oh, there's a tape, a recorder.
Yeah, I can't do anything with it, though.
Oh. Oh, what's that? Box. Is that one open?
Oh, it is.
But you can't get inside it. And there's nothing hiding in there.
Doesn't look like it, no. Yeah, Acme, if you wanna guide us towards outfits when we go by, feel free to.
Though I do like our yellow coat.
I do,
the
but
golden
I'd
outfit.
like to see what all our options are.
Mm-hmm.
It's sparked. It looks like there's an extra path here.
Oh,
but...
hey, look at the board. Do any of those mean something to you? There.
They look like clues. Oh, it was a DLC. We only know of one outfit location.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if there's any other. Yeah, and the other one's in mirror testing.
I suppose we dallied a little bit too long.
That's okay. I don't mind fighting these guys. I do a lot of damage to them.
Can you imagine this place trying to reestablish itself after all these breaches?
Well, I'm assuming the oldest house heals.
I suppose it could. But then how do people build all this? They seem to say that they create many of the things that are inside. And have to bring them in. Maybe the house itself can heal the cement and whatnot, but the desks, the furniture... No.
Heck is this last mold?
Probably go upstairs.
Yeah, it seems like there's some up here. Oh, and we never went this way. At least we never looked at that. Yeah, have I been up here?
This is interesting. And yep. There's the mold.
Oh, you know what? I know where I am.
It looks like it's a training area.
This is where the mind flayer was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else? No, we already saw that. Well, I guess we might as well just go to the ritual division.
Sure.
Let's see. I don't know if there's much of a point to finish these.
I don't know, more rewards, more stats.
Yeah, probably more ability points.
I mean, at this point, aside from directly investigating what your brother suggested.
We're just finishing up the last couple of side quests, actually.
Right. Which is just Langston's rogue items and then...
Well, people are saying synchronicity lab. There should be a mold being in here.
Yep. Definitely. I like how they reuse the environment.
Yeah.
Because they just had an alternative state where the blue stuff had grown. Makes it feel like the world is a bit more dynamic and that it's changing.
Okay, so mirror testing was locked off. We're near the end game? Yeah, so we have like 3, maybe 4 main chapters left, but...
Why'd they keep an altered item here?
Oh. Wait, is this the way to progress? Wander.
This? No, 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 no.
This is a side quest?
This is how to get an outfit.
Oh. Altered item examination proposal. AI-60, aka the mirror. Summary. This proposal is to finally determine the precise nature of the reflected space within the altered item. It is transplanar, psychologically generated, or rooted. Oh, is it? It's positing a question. Is it transplanar, psychologically generated, or rooted within our own dimension? How does the altered item know the space in its vicinity well enough to reflect it? Why does it reflect some materials but not others? Is the space a parallel reality? If so, then we need to consider that while we possess this physical end of the mirror, someone else owns the other. What purposes might they use it for? Can they walk through it into our own world? What are their motives? Lastly, to what purpose does the altered item produce the reflections of individuals that enter it? Can these reflected entities leave the altered item? As with all altered items, we need to attempt to distinguish if its behavior is blankety blank blank blank. I love mirrors. As a symbol in general. Are you opening up things for its reflection?
Oh.
It's like the security camera is looking at the mirror. There's the mirror.
So there's the mirror. There's 2 security cameras pointed at it. Oh.
Altered item behavioral study. AI-60 containing the reflection. AI-60, the mirror, does not reflect its surroundings with perfect accuracy. The environment seen in its glass contains slight distinctions. It is unknown why the mirror does this, if there is any blankety blank when it's something that we can't perceive. The popular theory is that the mirror has a goal in mind, that it reflects the world it wishes were real, subtly replacing our reality with its own. While certainly far-fetched, the theory is worth noting here as a warning not to underestimate the mirror. The specially designed black rock panels that have been installed to prevent access from our side or the mirrors. For added security, a particular arrangement of the panels is required to open the door. And yep. Well, let's determine what the pattern should be. Can you look through both cameras? Because I think what we need to do is
mirror in there.
We need to make them line
Okay,
up.
so
Because the mirror shows you what it wants.
that should be good. Up, up, and then down. Is that not
The
right?
shutters in the image look different.
Yeah, look at that. So that's the open door, correct? So it needs to be up, down, down. See?
Yeah.
But the up one has to be the one that's closest to the open door on the left side.
Well, but that's what I did. Because this is specifically showing that one, yeah? Or
What
did
am
I get the...
missing?
I got them reversed, probably. I thought I was being clever.
What do these shutters do?
That seems to be...
What a weird
There
way
you
to
go.
lock something up.
Yep, so what I was thinking is... This was seeing... No.
Ooh.
Yeah, see, I thought this was seeing this side. I don't know, it doesn't matter. Mirror.
Awesome. You're on the other side?
Wait, that didn't sound right. Yeah, that's not good.
That's fun.
Are you... Everything's backwards, right? Wait, look, everything in here is backwards too. Control unit.
Okay, we gotta figure out what that's supposed to be.
Oh, the classified file, Wander.
Can't. That's actually for the computer.
Oh, it's for the computer. Okay.
Yep, so keep an eye out for...
A symbol.
Altern-
Wait, up there. Look. So to... What do they say?
M-A-R-S... to Marshall.
To Marshall. Well, let's look around for those ones.
Actually, I think we have to go back to the other dimension. Can I go back? No,
Not
it won't let
until
me
you
go
figured
back.
this out.
Okay.
How much of this place can you actually experience backwards?
Listen. I saw something in there. There is something inside. You need to lock down the mirror. Why are you talking like that? What's wrong with you? All of you! There's something in that fucking mirror!
He's speaking in the mirror language.
I got the recording. I was thinking I could actually reverse that, but if the other side just has that, unfortunately it won't let me back through
I think we have to solve the puzzle.
before I can go back through. But yeah, I could totally reverse that audio when editing, but if the other side has that audio log, then I guess I don't need to.
Mm-hmm. There's something lurking about.
Yeah, I hear it kind of screeching.
Oh,
Did you see that? Someone's in there. Nedaf is secretive.
Anything else up here?
just another version of you.
Wait, is this where I came from?
Yeah. So you didn't want to look at any of the symbols on the walls? Oh, there's so many of them though.
And I don't think... I think this is...
This is a boss fight. Not letting you out.
No. Rule of 3.
What are you saying? Yeah, that's the hotel room.
Oh.
Was that the one where you saw the flicker of yourself or something else?
Yeah, that was. Maybe I'm just barking up the wrong-ish tree. Yep, here we go.
Oh. Essej.
That's not good.
And then last one's over here. Make sure my eye is clear. That's a very Sithy looking outfit.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
screen, Essej.
So this is the classic fight yourself. Yep, Essej. Shadow Link fight. It'd be crazy though if they were doing the same movements as you too. But it looks like they have a different strategy.
Nothing but pale imitation. Another one?
Oh, she was actually using the shield ability there. So have throwing objects seems to be more effective.
Yeah, it gets rid of the shield.
It'd be terrible if you fought in reverse. That could be enough to make you go mad.
You had to mirror match them somehow.
Your name would be Rack.
Yep.
Except it wouldn't necessarily be that way because you don't pronounce it the same way. Backwards, going forwards. Do you know what I mean? This will be Rack. I don't know how it would sound. We could try reversing our speech at some point.
All of them. That explains why they locked this mirror up.
Guess we're good.
Because if you think about it with my name, Michelle, you wouldn't, even though reading it backwards, you would start with L, you wouldn't say it that way. It'd be L.
So, out of curiosity though,
Yeah?
for people who know, can I traverse back and forth between the mirror? Because I feel like if I go back through,
You're never going to be able to go back.
yeah.
So I think you have to figure out which symbol to use. There are plenty of them sitting around, but they're going to be mirrors of what you need.
Oh, I can? Okay.
I wonder what the Bureau was doing with this thing.
Well, it seems like you
Well,
pacified it.
Oh, yep.
It's cleansed now. The hiss is gone. It's dealt with.
Other side maybe.
Right, if it's a mirror.
Yep. Oh.
You're going to have to draw it out.
That's fine. No, I just failed a quest, but that's okay.
One of the side quests that's on a timer that pops up.
Yeah, I thought I had more time, but I also didn't care.
Do you need to look at it more closely? Or is it okay?
No, it's fine. I don't really need it to be that accurate. I just need it to be partway accurate.
Do you know what these remind me of? The shapes?
What?
Back in elementary school, were you ever given the blocks that were in the different shapes? The little triangles, the hexagons, the odd-shaped trapezoids that were shorter on one side and longer on the other.
Oh.
And you could make patterns with them. Yeah, that's it.
There we go.
Weapon mod and personal mod.
I misread it slightly. Yeah, 10 grams. If that's what you're talking about, where they're just 2D things that you put on the...
Put flat on the table.
Yeah.
And they had specific colors for different shapes. Is that what they're called?
There it is.
10 grams?
Debrief for Mirror Excursion 7C. Subject is Agent Hardy. Hardy spent approximately 3 hours in the mirror. It's the longest time on record. Can you describe your experience inside, Agent Hardy? Agent Hardy is physically healthy. All tests have come back clean. Yet the speech issue has persisted for hours. Calm down, Agent. It could be psychosomatic, but the fact that this only occurred after returning from the mirror makes a paranatural explanation more likely. I recommend a battery of tests and a Class Orange quarantine.
Poor guy.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was about to say. And how long would it take for something like that to be corrected, if at all? Oh, that's an outfit. Asynchronous suit?
Yep. Okay, so we got some of the mold here.
And some enemies.
Let's see. Any other...
Ah, that looks promising.
That looks very promising. I'm glad that they have that
A much larger bathroom than most.
Yep.
Still no mirrors.
Mirrors?
Remember how you were upset that there were a lack of mirrors in all the bathrooms?
Oh, yeah. No, that's fair.
Because the sinks would have plants, potted plants above them. There wouldn't be a mirror there.
It was an odd choice. Let's see. Are we
It is
good?
odd if you think about it. You know how people become dissatisfied with their appearance whenever they see themselves in photographs because they're so used to seeing themselves in a mirror? The asymmetries of one's face makes you look like a completely different person when you see yourself in your true form, if you will. You know?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And then, too, you know when people do the experiments where they cut their face in half in a photograph and then they mirror the one side and the other?
And they look really strange. Yeah.
Yep, because our faces are not symmetrical. What are some asymmetries that you're familiar with? For you?
For me?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one eye is larger than the other. 1 foot is larger than the other.
I'm referring to your face, though. Moly moly mole.
Yeah.
But that's
definitely
not really
moles.
much.
Yeah, that's small.
One of your ears sticks out in a peculiar fashion more so than the other.
I kind of have an explanation for that.
Really?
Yeah, so when I was in college, I would wear one headphone on, one headphone off.
Yes, but I don't know if that is specifically caused by the way that you wore your headphones. Oh. What was that xylophone sound?
I have no idea. I think it was just something falling down.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, do we go levitation? Go down C's. Oh, I don't have enough.
I would have maxed out levitation and other things. Oh well.
I wanted to see what other unlocks there are.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it matters too much. I don't know. Like, at this point, I have all
So have
of
we
what I need.
completed what we needed to for the mold? And then we just need to go back to Langston regarding the other...
We're not quite done.
Oh, not quite done.
Yep.
Oh, central research. You're not going to try on the new outfit? Or do you need to be at a node for that?
Oh. I do need to be at a node, but I just walked away from one. We'll get it next time. But yeah, I can definitely put on an outfit.
Okay. Just to see what it looks like. I still really much enjoy the suit that she has right now.
Me too.
I prefer being in
Haven't
casual
been here.
wear, but it would be nice to see suits come back into style. Oh. What's going on?
Darling.
It's done. With just one large-scale HRA. It's an easy choice, no choice. It's there now. Protecting the most important thing from what's coming. I'll be there inside, locked in, ready to be blown away. Commence countdown, engines. Ready for the journey. To be blown, flying into the model. Ready to see. To understand.
Huh.
So that was when he had completed the large version of the things that he gave to people for their chests. And it was protecting the most important thing. And he was locked inside waiting.
I'll let you do this one, Rue.
Dear Dr. Darling, I feel I must inform you of the very questionable documentation I am seeing from Underhill's desk. She clearly has no concept of what the mold is. She claims that they are microorganisms responsible for constructing the mold. Oh, there are. Ridiculous. It's a rapidly growing fungus, not dissimilar to kudzu. She's fabricating complexity to justify her absurd budget demands. Speaking of which, I find it interesting that an old friend of yours gets her budget approved with no questions asked. I wonder if the Operations Oversight Committee would be interested to learn of that. Yours in estimation, Dr. Abraham Lewis. So, Lewis, he's had a beef with Darling and quite a number of people for getting funding for their projects, whereas his are overlooked. So I think it was because in this instance, Darling may have helped secure more research for the mold. Was Lewis the one in parapsychology? I think so. Well, it's definitely most interesting. Wander just needs to return. Why do you have to go all the way over to that bathroom?
I had an almond, and just a little
mean
bit
a
of it
pecan?
was stuck, like, right next
Where
to one
are
of my
the pecans, by the
canines.
way?
Oh,
Did you devour
pecans?
them all?
There's like a little bit left. You had so many of these.
Ah, but it's chocolate, and we are
There's a little
severely
bit left.
lacking in chocolate in this household.
We are. But there's a little bit left in there. You can have them. We have these toffee chocolate covered pecans that we really like to eat. Oh, wow. This place is a mess. Hidden location discovered. That's cool. There's a lot of these guys in here.
Because this is a hidden location, doesn't seem to be counting your progress here.
This is cheesy garbage.
Oh no! They barfed on you.
It's okay. I'm relatively barf proof. Or more specifically, the barfing hurts real bad. I think I'm just gonna guard the stairs and hope for the best. Oh, that's mine. Mm-hmm. Ow! Good?
Corrupted
We're good.
samples. Hammer procedures. Oh, that must be for the giant hammer that we saw.
I think that's everything. Would have been really hard to find this place
What was
normally.
that thing that you could select up there? A radio?
Yeah. Just a radio. Thank
I
you.
still think they should have been the collectible of this game. How
What,
many
the radios?
have
Yeah.
you turned on?
You Silent Warlock cosplay for the 110 bits for the chocolate fund. We just have to go out and...
Well, at the moment, we're contemplating having a cheesecake party for
Yep.
Wander's birthday.
Yeah, so it's my birthday a week from now. And
Less
so
than a week from now.
Yeah, sorry, it was a week from a couple of days ago. Today's what, the 5th? 5 days from now. And so we're thinking of the... Well, Shell really likes cookie cake. She's an absolute hound for this stuff.
Well, whenever I think of cakes or something to have for birthdays, I prefer cookie cakes because there's something
Cake
about...
itself is unsatisfying.
Cake is hit and miss. You can have great frosting, but terrible cake. And you can have great cake, but terrible frosting. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very rare in which you find a cake where both is satisfying. And I find that the only cakes that I truly do like are, say, red velvet and carrot cake because they have cream cheese frosting. And that way you get to have, hopefully, well done cake. But then the cream cheese frosting, it doesn't taste as fake as just pure sugar frosting.
Yeah, cream cheese frosting is very satisfying.
However, I really do like the roses that you get. Just, there's some frosting makers. Maybe it's just Wegmans. I miss Wegmans. But they had wonderful frosting flowers. And so, coupled with really, really good cookie cake, like the kind of cookie cake where it's still slightly moist and everything, even after it's been cooked, you know, so it's not too crisp and everything. Just a really good cookie cake with those frosting roses. Mm-mm. But in any case, Wander, however, is really a fan of cheesecake.
Because I can make it really well.
Yeah. That's one of those things where we go, okay. But we only have one cheesecake pan. But I've seen people make cupcake-sized cheesecakes. And I found some recipes in which...
Keep an eye out for the mold, by the way.
Okay, sure. And I've seen some recipe... Or is it going to be an offshoot of one of these?
Yeah, probably. We've got like one section of mold somewhere around Central Research that has the Mold critters, not in the HRA lab. Anyway, you can keep talking.
Yeah, so I found a recipe guide for these. And what you can do is you can have a muffin tin as opposed to a cupcake tin. I suppose there are different volumes and sizes for the openings. But they had suggested a muffin tin where you can do the typical granola, or not granola, sorry, graham cracker crust. Or what they do is they just put an Oreo, a singular Oreo at the bottom of each of these muffin trays. Within a cupcake film, of course, you know, those little cups that are made out of what seem to be wax paper, something along those lines. But yeah, and then they get to pour the cheesecake onto the Oreo, and then it serves as the base. And I was thinking, huh, yeah, that's really interesting. And they suggested a ton of different flavors. Things like pumpkin and... Oh.
Questions recently.
Oh, we've already done that one.
Oh. So there's pumpkin, and obviously because of the Oreos, they had a cookies and cream variety one. There was one for key lime and lemon curd, and another for mint and such. They're just a ton. And I wouldn't mind trying them out because that way you could have different batches in different cupcake trays, which means that you don't have to commit to just 1 or 2 cakes. You can have a bunch of little cakes in different flavors. And it'd be a lot of fun to try out. The first time that we ever attempted to make a cheesecake together... Wait, did I say cookie cakes before? Well, they will be cheesecake cookie cakes because they'll have a cookie at the bottom. A literal cookie. But in any case, so the first time that we had made a cheesecake, in the oven, it looked like a mushroom cloud. It had risen far above the pan, and it had a slightly singed top to it. And by singed, I mean it was just slightly brown caramelized, but I thought it shouldn't be because all the cheesecakes I've ever seen have been just pristine across the top. So I was very fearful of the fact that maybe we had ruined our cheesecake. But it actually settles down.
I think that's the last
If
one.
you cool it,
I should let Underhill
it
know.
settles flat. Most people suggest that you have it settle overnight, though 3 hours is the minimum, 3 to 4 hours to cool in a refrigerated setting. But yeah, the last cheesecake we made was really, really tasty. And the interesting thing is, and I never knew this, but you actually use some sour cream along with the cream cheese and the sugar and
yeah,
the
it adds a
vanilla.
little bit of tartness. And it's real nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could also add egg, but that's...
Yeah, egg. Egg was one of the components. And some of them required flour, oddly enough. Though it was in ones like the key lime and the pumpkin where you're adding additional liquid with the
Back again, director.
lime juice and the pumpkin puree. But go on.
I found